Hallo, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi. Je ayanu, goedemorgen, ishpata.
Pakhair agale, ni hao, tune shumme, washmale, ohai gonzaimas, guten morgen, hola, boyol, privyet, kaifahal, hale shuma chatore, ahlan wasalan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, suavia, bhalli ke rahe hain. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into PTV World. We hope and pray that everybody out there is ready to kickstart their day with us. With me, ladies and gentlemen, I have the very fantastic, the very amazing, the very talented, the very full of intellect, and she happens to be Miss Shiza Hashmi. Hello, Shiza, how are you doing?
Thank you so much, doing even better after hearing these very kind words.
Wonderful. And I happen to be Shahzad Hassan Khan as well.
I was gonna say, but yeah, you did introduce yourself. Well,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I really hope, like Shazad said, it's going to be a great morning
Yeah.
and then a great day for all of us together.
Inshallah.
We are here to learn with you along with the responsibility of sort of imparting the right kind of knowledge and information using this platform to all of you as well.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
first things first, I've been really confused about this as well. And I think that, everybody kind of come across this type of people. And so I thought that, okay, we should probably discuss it, right at the beginning of the show as well. And that is that, how often you actually come across people who are directly related to you because of their work. But since you've worked together for so long, so you kind of, exceed in those boundaries as well. I mean, you get comfortable, you'll go out for dinners, you'll go out for having a cup of tea and whatnot. But then later on you realize that, that वो जो इंसान था जिसके साथ बैठे थे वो आस्तीन का सांप था, something like that. And people do that, so people would come to you and be like, hey, you know what, you're on TV, you actually have to say this about me, or you have to say this about me. But eventually, whatever you're saying turns out that it's exactly the opposite, the kind of person I have actually been friends with. So what to do in a situation like that? And when you understand that, okay, that that somebody has been taking advantage of you, what would you do and what would you recommend?
Well, I mean, in general cases, even not particularly for our kind of job too, but if you do find out that someone is a backstabber or someone is not a loyal or sincere friend, I feel like what I would do without harming them or without sort of even informing them, I would maintain my distance.
Yeah, yeah.
And for myself, I would know next time what kind of persons to deal with, or probably I'll learn my lesson that way, the hard way as well. But what's up?
Well, so what I did was that, I didn't really let him know, so he obviously happens to be, well, not even a guy, but a man.
Oh.
And I don't know why people do get insecure, and a lot of people have insecurities. So rather than kind of talking about it, what I did was that I was like, okay, I think that I should actually act very professional. You have seen me. Once I get comfortable, I'm dost, okay, we can talk about anything, we can do whatever we want to do. But when you realize that, that this person kind of comes up to you and tells you something else, and then goes back to the people who are actually kind of running the entire program or the business itself,
I get it.
and says something else to them, that's the point where you actually need to draw the line. And first things first, I think what I would recommend to everybody who's out there, if you actually come across a situation like this, please make sure that you do not give them a second chance to come back and bite. Never do that.
Absolutely.
Maintain your distance and always be happy about whatever happened. Thank God that now you have realized, or Allah has actually helped you open your eyes and kind of know the reality or the truth itself. So please make sure that you stay away from them.
Definitely. I mean, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me, because I let it happen, right?
Yeah.
And definitely so. But for me, Shazad, I feel like, and it's not that I'm saying I know all these things. Obviously, I've learned after my experiences too. It's just that if someone is harming you, if someone is wronging you in any way, I now have the patience to understand that it's their insecurities.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something going on in their life or their character or whatever, I mean, is happening to them that they had to wrong someone else. It has nothing to do with you. So you just, I mean, I think pray to Allah to keep you safe.
Yeah, and obviously, that's something which you always do every single day, in every single prayer you're going to offer, you're going to ask for that Allah may please, protect us. And, but I think to be more precise about it, I would rather label those people as selfish, so as soon as, their job's done,
Of course.
prior to, their job being done, they would be so nice to you and they'll be just there for you and whatnot. But all of a sudden, as soon as whatever they wanted, they've gotten it, they'll be like, okay, who are you? I mean, we certainly do not even know you. That's the kind of face they make. So please make sure, I mean, you obviously need to have a bigger heart in the first place. If people are selfish and if there's something which you can do to help them, always do that. and do not expect anything in return. That's the best solution for it. But other than that, if you're not comfortable with people like these, please make sure that you kind of do not give them another chance, because Shiza said it very rightly as well. First time, shame on ye. Second time, shame on me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's what the solution is.
Well, definitely so. All right. Other than that, other than the beautiful moral of the day, I have a news to share with all of you. You might have read it already on your newspapers or, well, internet as well.
Go ahead.
So Nadra basically launched an app, and
Okay.
every Pakistani actually can download it on their phones.
Wow.
And that can help you sort of renew your ID card or actually put in your new information in terms of providing facilitations in biometric facilitation.
Wow.
So actually, you'll be able to provide your thumbprints through your phone, and you can scan your documents, upload stuff, which is actually a really helpful, convenient thing for overseas Pakistanis. This is what Nadra has claimed.
Exactly.
I love it, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So if you can explain maybe.
Yeah, why not? I mean, since for the last 2 years now, alhamdulillah, that I've been in business as well, and I love cars, so that's what I do. I trade cars as well.
Okay.
For a living now, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
I'm very thankful to Allah Almighty for giving me this opportunity. That the kind of work I always wanted to do, I'm doing it. First things first, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
But I think it's going to benefit a lot of people, and it's because of the fact that every time we, for example, sold a car to somebody else, we needed a biometric. So, whoever owns the car needs to go to the Nadra office. And even though that we actually have a 24-hour facility over here in
Yes.
Islamabad Blue area, I think that's wonderful. Nadra has been doing great work as well. But not just that, I think that the convenience of having to have that biometric in your phone, and then you can kind of print it from anywhere, that's wonderful. Imagine that every time you used to go for a biometric from anybody outside Nadra, they used to charge you 300 rupees.
Oh.
And we even had contacts where people used to come to our places but would get 1500 rupees. And now it's going to be for free as well. That's what I'm
wow.
assuming, because I haven't downloaded it.
Okay.
Even transfer of property will be easier. Imagine that you actually have to get your NICOP. I think that will
Right.
be easier as well if you want to kind of your ID card expired. I mean, all you need to do is probably just go on to the application, fill it up, and in 3 days' time, it will be at your doorstep. And an expat
Brilliant.
Pakistani over here uploaded a video saying that, hey, you know what, this incumbent government is doing a wonderful job, because he kind of went online, he ordered, in fact, or, he kind of requested them to kind of give them the new identity card, and in 3 days' time, the ID card was at his place. So please, people, this is one thing which I'm going to say once again, because I've gone through it myself. While I was traveling, I needed an international license. Okay?
Okay.
And what I did was, obviously I was very wrong at it, that I tried calling other people.
Okay.
I was like, hey, you know what, can you help me get through, or, kind of get the international driving license as well. So one of my friends, who happens to be the magistrate over here in Islamabad as well, he said, hey, you know what, you do not have to do anything. Just go to the G11 office, and there and then you're going to get it. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
So if you want it today, it's going to cost you 3,000 rupees. If you want it 7 days later, I think it's going to cost you 1,000 rupees as well. So it's your choice.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant. I love where we are headed, and I love the promises that this incumbent government did make and is delivering too. Super excited about this too, because I do realize how overseas Pakistanis tend to get so frustrated because they have to come, every time to do something. But there are a lot of good things happening in Pakistan, and not just right now, Shahzad, ever since the inception itself.
Yeah.
And the best part is, there are organizations who, when we talk about getting together, when we talk about coexistence, and when we talk about not leaving anyone behind, it's not a newer concept to Pakistan. Did not just happen 1 or 2 years ago. Imagine, since more than about 70 years now, this particular organization is making sure that it brings all the women of Pakistan, or whoever wants to be a part of it, at par with, well, everyone else in the country, first of all, and then enable them to be in a leadership position to improve their community, to improve their households, and eventually contribute towards the betterment of the country.
Exactly.
Which organization are we talking
All
about?
right, and before I give it away, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of this very association, I would rather call it, is Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah himself. And not just that, the first ever patron was Miss Fatima Jinnah, and it is all about giving them that confidence, that guidance. And they're always there for the entire society as well. So we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan Girl Guide Association as well. But first things first, we actually have a small report to share. Go ahead, take a look. And once you guys will come back, we will be in conversation with them, because they even have a newer program which kind of tells or trains women to be safe on their own.
Yes.
Let's talk about this.
Pakistan is a country where women have repeatedly proven their mettle. Spirited and resilient, they continue to make waves and inspire the entire country to rise up and move forward. From artists, doctors, and engineers to athletes, activists, and scouts, women in Pakistan have advanced into various fields with distinction and high caliber. One such fierce group of women is Girl Guides. In Pakistan, Girl Guides have been active since the time of partition. Various training centers and headquarters operate in Pakistan, including a nationwide association of Girl Guides organized by Quaid-e-Azam himself in December 1947. Young girls from all over the country are empowered to grow into confident, self-respecting, and responsible citizens of Pakistan. Joining Girl Guide groups helps young women develop their full potential and become well equipped to tackle challenges and perform their duties for their communities and country. By developing useful skills, these Girl Guides grow up to become formidable women in Pakistan.
Wow, wonderful. And I'm very proud to kind of have been hosting these amazing ladies over here in the studios with us, ladies and gentlemen. I think that, it is very important to tell you that it came into being on 29th of December 1947.
Wow.
And the first ever National Commissioner was Begum Jia Khan Saiba as well. And imagine that today we have actually been joined by the National Commissioner of Pakistan Girl Guides Association, and she happens to be Miss Maria Maud Sabri. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, good morning to you. I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, and it's wonderful to have you over here. And I obviously want to talk about a lot of things, but first, let's introduce our Girl Guide trainer as well, ladies and gentlemen. She happens to be Miss Sabah Shahab. Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm great,
I'm
and
doing
thank you
great.
very much for joining us. In fact, I should have been asking how are you, but how are you?
Thank you for inviting us.
It's
Thank you
our
very
much. We're all
pleasure.
good.
Thank you very much for joining us. So, Miss Maria, we're going to get the conversation started with you. First things first, obviously in the past we have seen that a lot of women have been tortured. Unfortunately, a lot of women have gone through a lot of pain, and they've been bullied, and they've been bullied on social media platforms as well. And just very recently, Pakistan Girl Guides Association came up with this initiative where they're training women and girls of Pakistan to be safe on their own. Let's talk about that in the first place, and then we'll come back to the historical aspect of the Girl Guides Association.
This program that we are launching, we have launched it, is called Stay Safe. We are focusing on 4 aspects of a girl's life. One is assuring personal security, the second is online security, third is preventing substance abuse, and fourth is emotional well-being. Because we feel that emotional well-being is responsible for a lot of mistakes in other directions.
Absolutely.
And this program, we would like to launch it countrywide, and we would like to go for it to go far beyond our membership. Therefore, we are hoping to have volunteers from universities, and we've already signed an MOU with one women's university, but we will be going ahead. HEC is with us, with other universities as well. So we will first train university students in all these 4 awareness campaigns, and then these students will go to schools and take this awareness campaign to schools. So this way we hope to reach out to a very large public of girls. Our association is centered mainly towards girls. So we are this time, usually we go through our trainers and through our guiders, who are teachers who are handling the guide activities in school. But this time we are inshallah going to involve university students, giving us a bigger outreach, and this way we'll be dealing, taking these awareness campaigns to the university girls as well.
Wow.
Brilliant, brilliant. And I'm so really happy and proud to actually learn about this because, like you said, it's the need of the hour, right? Now, moving on to Sabah, you being the trainer as well, first of all, I want you to explain to everyone watching and understanding girls, this association for the first time, that what is it? It's you are not providing education, so technically it's not a school/college. What is it?
Okay, thank you for the question. Basically, I want to tell you that it's not, the Girl Guide Association is providing non-formal education. It's not basically the formal education that is happening in the schools and colleges, but is a non-formal kind of thing, but it focuses on the development areas of girls. For example, household chores, outdoor activities, interpersonal skills, how to communicate, how to help the community, how to provide community services, so things like that. And girls who are into this guiding have become more confident in their daily lives. They are doing endeavors that are, not really expectant by with the small girls. Like we start from girls from 6 age.
Oh, nice.
So girls of a 6 years is also able to represent herself as a girl guide, and is actually very confident and doing camping and all sort of activities. Nice. So it's a non-formal education, but focusing on all the development areas of a girl.
I think it's more about personality development, and it's more about looking into traits where how you can actually become a better person every single day.
Can I add something to it? We are developing the personality areas. We are talking about 8 challenge program. But what is important and what is different from school is the Girl Guide way of teaching. Okay. You see, for example, we have outdoor activities. So there's a whole range of outdoor activities. The company, because we work in schools in a small group level and small patrols, they will sit with their guider, their teacher, and they will discuss various activities and what they would like to do. Yeah. So for example, they choose a hike. Then for the hike, they will sit and plan that hike. What do we need to take? What resources are available? So these little decision making is developing the child. And then when they go for the hike, it's not just a walk. We will encourage them to observe nature, to be careful of the environment, not to litter. So one little activity of outdoor things is teaching a lot, and these are little learnings that are done in a fun way. You're doing with your friends, you're laughing and joking, and these things then remain with you. They become part of your personality.
Exactly. And at the same time, I know that you actually have a question, but I still remember that, because I think I volunteered for being a Boy Scout as well.
Where?
Yeah, myself in Barrier College, since it was a college which was run by the Naval Administration as well. So they would always encourage these kind of activities as well. So I think the only thing which made us a little worried was, for all of those PT teachers with us, because boys, they can be very naughty at times, and somebody's climbing over there, somebody's running over there, and so we used to get caning a little bit as well. So imagine, so even if you are accompanying the girls, do they get a little scared by, okay, ab Commissioner Sahiba bhi saath hai, to zara thodi ehtiyat kar lena, something like that?
Well, I hope I don't have a personality.
But you have a role of a mother over here, right?
You see, before taking out the girls, with girls you have to be extra careful. We have to sort of do things indoors and get them sort of little disciplined and trained before we take them outside. And fortunately, we haven't had an unpleasant experience.
I think it's for the Girl Scouts or Girl Guides to kind of answer this question as well. So let's move on to Sama. So Sama, do people are like that, wo Commissioner Madam bhi saath hai, so
No, it's never like this. It's never like this, because we believe that once we are in guiding, everyone is a sister to other guides. Wow. So ma'am is sister to me and I am sister to her. Wow. So it's kind of a very friendly environment in which we learn from each other. Even I can learn from 6-year-old.
And that's a wonderful reminder of that we are never getting old.
Yes, of course. So during the trainings, I always get to train the girls, and when it is used to be guiders, the school teachers and the college teachers, I always say them, don't worry, you are girl guide at the moment, so feel like a girl and do whatever you like to do, because it is an open space. It's a safe space for girls to be the one they want to be.
Exactly.
That is absolutely brilliant. I love the ideology behind it. But ma'am did tell us right now that actually the girl guides can choose, or all of you sit together and actually choose the activities that you're supposed to do. Did it ever happen that someone came up with something so unconventional that you had to think twice, because eventually you have to approve it, right? Yeah. So what are some of the most unconventional ideas that you did end up doing and it turned out great?
I know where this is going, yeah.
Okay.
No, it can be anything.
That's fortunately we haven't faced something like this.
Okay.
Because the program has been run in the colleges and schools. We at the national headquarters, we train the adults. We are not actually working with the smaller girls. It's actually based in the schools and colleges. So maybe some of the guider can tell you better idea if she has some experience related to this. But we often used to hear that, for example, we are doing some training, and there is no outdoor activity, but the girls, the adults want to go out, so then we have to be flexible and make some arrangement for them. We always have some space, and we always encourage them to speak up, and then we can make arrangements.
Wow, that's wonderful. Which is why I'm going to go back to Miss Mari over here. And ma'am, you know, when you're training young people, what happens is that obviously they have a lot of energy, and they have a lot of ideas. They want to do newer things every single day. And there's obviously a decorum which has to be maintained by Pakistan Girl Guides Association as well. So do you at times face challenges in terms of people being so full of energy and they want to do so many things that all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what, bacho, I think I'm going to leave today. You do whatever you guys want
No,
to do.
I think that kind of energy really makes me so happy, because it gives me hope that this youth will do things. And you know, guide houses are safe spaces. So we in the guide house, we allow them to be their natural selves. Unfortunately, we cannot always offer them all the facilities they like. Like, you know, girls want to go swimming, they want to go horse riding. We don't have those kind of facilities. But we keep on trying, and the energy really rejuvenates me.
Wow, and that's wonderful, which is why, you know, I mean, I'm glad that you've actually said that obviously everybody in life will always have limited resources to themselves. Not everyone has got, I mean, even if I'm going to ask the richest man today that do you have any problem in your life, he will actually come up with 10 or 20 or 25 that, okay, you know, these are the things which I want to do.
It's so natural.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, for an association which was founded by the founder of Pakistan as well, I would actually like to ask whether how does the government assist this Association of Pakistan Girl Guides, and on what platforms do you represent Pakistan internationally as well?
Well, you see, the government gives us a grant. We are an independent organization, but we get a grant from the government, and which is our main source of income.
Wonderful.
And internationally, you know, we are part of the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts. So we get opportunities to represent, you know, in various trainings and camps. Right now, last month we had the World Conference. So this time the World Conference was a virtual one.
Exactly.
So 10 members were able to participate. Otherwise, 4 go when it's a face-to-face thing. Our young girls have opportunities to go abroad either. The only hurdle is that they can't always get visas. You know, for young people, it's not easy to get visas. So that is a disappointment when they've been selected for a program and then they can't go. And then the World Association, since it has 152 member countries and a huge number of girls, they represent young women in the Status of Women Commission in the United Nations. So every year they take a delegation of 5 to 6 girls who represent young women over there. And we were lucky that twice our girls have been selected to represent Pakistan at the UN Commission.
Wow,
Wow.
that's wonderful.
You must be so proud of that.
We are
Of
very
course,
proud.
just
of it.
listening to it, I'm so
Yes.
excited. All right, so right now, before we do head out to a short break, I want one of you to, ma'am, please let us know some of the programs that you have in line that will be happening, or that some of the ones that might have been delayed due to the pandemic, because of course everyone had things planned, right? So can you name a few, please?
And not just that, you know, in addition to that, please can you tell us that, for example, if I'm going to send my daughter to Pakistan Girl Guide Association, I mean, I think she's, alhamdulillah, now 8 years old. So when is she eligible to come, you know, for the training sessions as well? And what difference will I get to see as a parent that, okay, you know, ye Girl Guide
Sabha, would you
Association
like
इनको
to
बड़ा अच्छा
talk
सिखा
about
दिया, something like that. So first you answer Shiza's question, then Sabha can answer mine.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, we've had one big camp in Ghodagali recently, and we've had to postpone a lot of our camps because usually we have a lot of camps in summer. Then we have camps in those are in Murray, but then we have camps in October, November. In April, we introduced the idea of day camps at the national headquarters because we felt that the children who are coming back after a long COVID break needed to, you know,
Relax.
play and relax. So these camps were offered to guides and non-guides. So we offered to the school that they could bring 50 to 60 children. They were a great success, but then the schools closed because of COVID. So all our outdoor activities, our activities for, you know, meeting people have been delayed. But we hope that things will come back to normal.
Inshallah. We hope so too.
Yes, everybody hopes it.
Okay, for your question,
As a
I
parent.
have a very, very bright answer to it.
Go ahead.
Your daughter is welcome. I can say today also. She can come and join us at any time. And it is not because we have some open companies also because if your daughter's going to any school and that does not offer guiding, that doesn't bother you, because you can send to us. I have my own open company. I have my own daughters, my niece in that. So your daughters is always welcome. And what changes can you see? You will tell yourself. You'll see some confidence. You'll see the communication. She has now better communication, and she is more confident. She is playful and
Ready for the
Decision making
world.
is
yes,
getting
and
better.
she can decide on her own self what is better, what is not. And also the best thing is the citizenship. I must say that, because once the girl is in guiding, we always tell her that citizenship is an important part of being a national, and all other following the rules and the regulations of the country is the utmost.
And
Well,
wow,
that is
that's
absolutely
wonderful.
amazing. I hope you got your answer.
Yeah.
This was promising. But ladies and gentlemen, right now we're headed to a short break. You have to stay tuned, because when we come back, that is when we will let you know how you can approach them or actually apply to be a, girl's guide as well.
Yeah, exactly. And not just that, ladies and gentlemen, other than this, obviously there are a lot of women who are doing some great work as well,
Yes.
and they're winning awards for Pakistan and bringing a better name to Pakistan as well. We'll be sharing one of that example or such example with you guys. Please make sure that you don't go anywhere, because when you guys will come back, we actually have a very amazing trailer to share with you.
Yeah,
don't go
let's do
anywhere.
it.
Yeah, good
Good
morning.
morning.
Of moonless nights. When handed a night bereft of its glittering pendant, I decided to grow my own moon. So the spirit is no more hostage to the hide and seek of a wandering celestial being. That is but a deceptive glimmer of hope, a mirage.
Welcome back to Well This Morning. I love how short this break was, right? All right, getting back to how we are absolutely loving celebrating women of Pakistan today and how they are learning so much and contributing to the community.
True.
Shazad, you said in this segment we have an award-winning filmmaker. So what are we sharing with the world?
Exactly. So before we actually introduce her, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to share the trailer from her short film, which actually very recently won an award as well.
Wow.
The title of the film is Darya Ke Is Par, or The Bank of the River as well. Please go ahead, take a look, and once you guys will be back, we will make sure to introduce and kind of have conversation with this amazing lady who's bringing a positive image to Pakistan.
जहन्नम है चलो इस
जो देखो तो ये जिंदगी है मुश्किलों का ढेर ही, यूं हार मान के बैठना क्या हल है, ये बदन नहीं ये दरिया जान का प्यासा है, और कातिल किसकी था, अगर जीना है तो लड़ना है दरिया के इस पार।
All
transparent.
right. This was, well, mesmerizing, of course, and it makes me sort of get to the whole story as well. So without any further ado, let's be introducing the person who did conceive and finally executed this idea. But more than a filmmaker, Shahzad, she also happens to be a philanthropist, mashallah, contributing a lot to the community itself, also a businesswoman. She is none other than Miss Nighat Akbar Shah. Assalamu alaikum, Nighat. Welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Shiza and Shahid, for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, Nighat. It's wonderful to actually have you on our show as well. And, let's get the conversation started. But we wanted to ask in the first place was that for a lady who's accomplished so much in her life, why did she wanted to become a filmmaker? I think let's just get sorted with this one, and then we'll move on towards the film. So what made you make a film?
Okay, Shahzad, I became a filmmaker by default. It was not by planning because I had this issue in my hometown of Chitral, Pakistan, mental health illnesses and suicide rate going up and up. So I wanted to do something. In the beginning, I started doing some seminars and some therapies for locals, but at one point I realized that was not enough. That was kind of, we were preaching to the choir. So we needed to make a broader level awareness in Pakistan's mainstream media, and also we needed to tell to policymakers in Pakistan. So we have this issue, come to Chitral and fix this issue, do research and also investigate these cases. So that's how this idea came about of making the film. I realized that visual media is the best way of raising awareness, because visual media, what happens is it talks in stories and people take stories closely to their heart, right? So whatever we tell people, so they kind of understand it as being an issue or non-issue. So it's really like how you tell the story. So that's how we came up with Darya Ke Is Paar.
I believe that it's wonderful, and the initiative you've taken is actually going to be utilized. In fact, everybody will be able to take advantage of this opportunity and kind of build up on this as well, because these issues are really very current, and a lot of people are going through anxiety, depression, and problems of mental illnesses as well. Where there was a time, 2 years back, where we were in a denial that, hey, you know what, there's nothing real when we talk about mental illness. So I think you've done a great job. But coming back to where you said that, okay, earlier you were holding seminars and going to other people and meeting other people to raise awareness about it. How much difference do you think that this short film of yours have created, prior to releasing the film? Do you think that now more people are aware about it because of the fact that, you've actually made a film? So what would you say? Do you think that it's getting better now, that a lot of more people will kind of, because everybody's in front of their television or probably on their mobile screens as well, so I think that there's more awareness.
Yeah, actually, Shahzad, I really do believe that awareness comes, it takes time, but this one film is just the starting point, and this is a point, and this also telling other filmmakers and other policymakers that these are the kind of content we should create in Pakistan, not the of course, entertainment is a big part of the industry. Of course, do that. But also, we have to feed to young minds some good, quality content, so they can reflect and think about what are the issues in the society. So they can, for one thing, if we talk about our issues, we will be humbled, and also we will have the opportunity to reflect and think about different points of views, and then we can kind of move forward as a better society. So yes, coming back to your question, you're asking if this film has created some awareness. I think it has, because a couple of weeks ago, one of Chitral's, the only senator from Chitral, met up with Prime Minister Imran Khan, and she talked about the suicide problems in Chitral and also in Hunza, Gilgit area, all these northern part of areas of Pakistan. And she spoke to Prime Minister Imran Khan, and he assured her that he will take personal interest and he will do something. And I think a senator taking a stand and also talking to the Prime Minister, this tells a lot. This is the awareness I wanted to have, and also speaking about this issue in PTV is a great thing, and also in other channels.
Well, Nikat, you're definitely, without a question, doing a great job. I am sure, I mean, the content that you are now bringing forward is getting a lot of attention. Congratulations on your award as well, but where you said, you know, this is the time actually politicians are also talking about it. So I really want to sort of understand very quickly, if you can, what, because it's the first time it's coming to our knowledge as well. You've shed light on something so important that people from particularly those areas actually have a high suicide rate. What do you think makes that? Sorry if I'm diverting the conversation. I want two answers. First of all, what do you think makes them do that? I mean, what might be some of the reasons? And secondly, what are your future endeavors with filmmaking? Can we see something more from Nigat in the future, inshallah?
You have coupled all these questions all together. Let me go one by one. Yes, in the beginning, the problem in Chitral, I don't know what are the reason, but there are definitely some reason. We cannot be sure this is the reason. Chitral, they have 100% literacy rate, and at the same time, there is so much joblessness. And this is one thing of having financial frustration. And also, parents expect higher grades from their kids. They also expect them to be doctors, engineers, and CSS officers. If they're not becoming any three of them, any one of these three, they are coming down to all the other tertiary jobs. So suicide rate goes up in Chitral areas, in all these northern areas during these exam times. And also, of course, I mean, we cannot deny the fact that society puts so much pressure on younger kids, especially on girl children, right? So these are all the issues. These are, and there are many forced marriages, and that's another problem. And also the integration of our kids from integration with mainstreaming them, because we have this problem right now. In Chitral or in all these other areas, they don't used to have TVs a couple of years ago, or now they have cell phones, so they can open up their phone and see cultures and see different way of life, but it's not the reality. When they close it and they go outside, they can't even find any necessities in Chitral stores, right? So these are the things that the government needs to intervene, and also these suicides need to be investigated properly, because it's not necessarily all the suicides are suicides. Some of them can be murders.
That's true, and thank you very much for highlighting that point as well. And I think that because we go out in 46 different countries, alhamdulillah, I think it's very important, because talking about suicide, depression, anxiety, and mental illnesses, it's all over the world, and that too especially because of COVID, because everybody was inside. But now I'm going to kind of divert the conversation, because it is very rare that I've actually come across filmmakers that they make a film for the first or the second time and they start to win awards as well.
Yes,
so how was it for you, and which award did you win for this film as well? And the film, from the look of the trailer, obviously I haven't watched the film, but the trailer looks so wonderful. It looks like as if you've worked with the best team ever as well. So share your experience.
I agree. I have worked with the best team. My director is an amazing person. My Shoaib Sultan, he is the amazing director. My idea was to make a public service announcement, but then we decided to make a short film, because short public service announcement would have been just an announcement. People don't listen to announcement. Again, people think in stories, people visualize the stories. So that's how we end up making this short film. And definitely I'm happy that it won award, but award was not my first mission. The first thing was I wanted to raise awareness. And then usually people ask me question, then why did you not release it? Had I released it on YouTube, this would have not had the impact that it has right now.
Absolutely.
I mean that's great, but I still couldn't follow it. What you tried to say was that you haven't released the film as of yet?
No, it has not been released yet. It is going through its festival life right now. It's going through festivals. So this film will have a theatrical screening at Buffalo International Film Festival in a couple of weeks.
Wow, that's wonderful. So, how did you answer my first question where I asked you whether have you seen the change after making the film as well? I mean, if it's still not out there, how can you contemplate on that?
It's not out there, but the awareness is out there. It's not about the story. It's not gonna change everything. It's not gonna make people not do suicide, or their mental health is going to be just perfect. It's about the suicide, it's about the problem, that the focus should be on the problem. The film is not going to solve everything, and probably this film will be, we have started screening in schools, and we did first up its screening in Lahore, but we will start doing more screening in schools, in community centers, in Chitral, in Hunza, Gilgit, in all those areas. Because of COVID-19, we have not been able to do this.
Wow, and that's wonderful. But we want to wish you best of luck as well, Nigar. Thank you very much for taking out time and being with us and letting us know and kind of raising awareness on such an important topic as well.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Shiza, I think, actually has another question
No,
for you
not
as
a
well.
question, but just thank you for joining us. But also wanted to mention, maybe, in terms of screening in schools and colleges, I can talk to girls' guides for you. And maybe they'll screen these in their,
I
institutions
was
as
about
well.
to say that she took it away from me.
Really?
Oh, come on.
But thank you so much, Nigat, for joining us. Now, coming back to you,
Thank
did
you
you
very
listen to the story?
Yes,
It's
I
so
would like to
nice.
mention something to you, the talk about Nigat. As I told you that we are going to work on emotional well-being, which is one as a softer way of saying mental health.
Exactly.
The other thing is, girls are very worried about their appearance, and now all the advertisements and television things are making them feel that if they are not fair, if they are not a certain standard of beauty. For this, through the World Association, we are carrying out a program called Free Being Me. So with small activities, very small, all fun things, the girls are made to realize that they should not hold back because of their physical appearance. If they should not hold back if they don't think they are not beautiful enough, life has so many other possibilities, and the achievement and the intellect matters a lot. So I think that program of Free Being Me is contributing a lot to emotional well-being of girls.
I'm sure, just listening to it's actually really, again, like I said before, I've used this word promising, but it is so nice because these are the smallest of the things when you talk about character development, sort of strengthening your personality. This is where the confidence and courage comes from within, right? So I absolutely love this idea. But now, Sabah, since we're really short on time, I want you to give out all the context or just the process how people can actually register with you. And then, something to look forward to, maybe like within a few weeks or months. Are you guys going camping again or something?
Okay. So for that, you see, sorry, I missed your first question. The first
I mean,
part.
how can we get
Contact
in
and
touch
process.
with you? How can we register our
Okay, there
kids?
are two ways. One is the open way of doing it, that you can log on to our website and then you can register.
website
on that.
is?
The website is
pgga.com?
www.pgga.org.pk.
Okay.
So you can log into it, and there is a form, you can fill it out, and you can register directly. Or the other way is your institution can contact us, and then we can send our trainers and our team to them, and we can be you can be enrolled officially.
nice.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And once you become a guide, or because when I was kind of rehearsing to be a Boy Scout as well, they used to give us these badges as well.
Oh,
and
yes,
we
you
would
can
become
see.
so patriotic and like, Assalamu alaikum, sir, all of that.
Did you sell cookies?
It felt like as if we have actually joined Pakistan Army, because that's how much we love Pakistan Army or armed forces as well. So I always thought being a Boy Scout will be like being in Pakistan Army. That's what it is. But thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you
It
for
was
giving us
wonderful
this
to be in
opportunity.
conversation
My
with you
pleasure.
both as well. And we wish you best of luck for all your
Thank
future
you.
endeavors, because you're doing a great job. And I want this, the latest program of yours where Stay Safe, that's what the title is for all the women who are out there. If you want to train yourself how to be safe on your own, ladies and gentlemen, if we've given you an opportunity, all you need to do is take advantage of it as well. So thank you very much once
I'd
again.
just like to
Sure.
leave a little message, which is
Please.
I think that volunteerism at this time is so important, and young people especially need to give a little time for volunteerism.
True.
In any, not just Girl Guides, anywhere they like, but we need to step out of our own comfort zone and help others.
Exactly. And in this context, what I'm going to say is that it was our teachers who actually used to kind of support us in volunteering for such activities as well. Imagine that, when I was in my university, my teacher said that you won't have to do your, towards the end of the year, we had to do these projects. So she said you won't have to do it if you're going to go and help all the affectees of the
Yeah,
earthquake,
community
because
services
the
are
earthquake took
compulsory.
place in 2005 as well. So imagine she gave us all complete 20 marks. You know, the project was 20 marks as well. And this is how you support children to be out there for each other.
And these are the ways that you can sort of inculcate the sense of being a responsible citizen, like you did mention as well.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love the idea where community service at one point does become compulsory, but that is at a university level in Pakistan, Shazad. I did not have it in my school or college. I wish that it happened so. So for my university, what we did was a group of us came together, and every week we would bake a bunch of cupcakes, like huge boxes, with the help of 401 Bakers Umair.
Wow.
And we would go out to give them to street children. And the best thing was, it was the first time 90% of them was having a cake.
Wow.
And all of them sort of had the sense of a birthday. So whenever we would take out a cupcake and give it to them, they'd be like, oh, it's my birthday today, just for the sense of it. It was so sweet.
You know what? And since you've said it now, I think I feel like having a cupcake with a cup of coffee as well. That too, a blueberry one. You know, the big one, the muffin one.
Let's have that.
Oh, wow.
But
I
ladies
think
and
it's going to be
gentlemen,
amazing.
Absolutely. We loved doing this show. We learned so much, and I really hope you guys did too. But if you still have any questions or any feedback for that matter, make sure to write to us on our Facebook page with the name of
World This Morning.
on Twitter and YouTube.
On Twitter, it's World This Morning without a G. On YouTube, you look for PTV World. And then, alhamdulillah, the most viewed show, ladies and gentlemen, is World This Morning.
Definitely. And the repeat of this show.
Yeah, and before the repeat, ladies and gentlemen, on Instagram, we're live as well. And we would love to go live on our Instagram page
Let's
one
do
day.
that
Yeah,
tomorrow.
let's do that one day. And we're going to let you know as well. So it goes with the name of World This Morning PTV World. So please make sure to tag us our pictures, or if there's anything you want to write to us about. And the repeat is going to be at 5 past midnight. Till the next time, look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3.
Good
Be a good,
morning.
responsible Pakistani citizen, ladies and
Absolutely.
gentlemen. And 1, 2, 3.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.